Hey y'all, it's Gucci and I'm back. I know y'all been waiting on me. I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? Did you miss me? Because I missed y'all. I was on vacay, then I got a little sick, and everything just went blah, 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 blah. But I am back with a new tutorial tonight. Um, Before I get into the tutorial, I just want to say, Gucci gang, we made it to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, that is right, 1,000. And I think we are over 1,000 at this point. I am elated. I am just beyond myself. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate you subscribing. Even if you don't subscribe, I appreciate you just watching, okay? Because I do this from the heart. YouTube does not pay me to do this. I do this because I love to craft and I love teaching people how to do new things and I love to try new things. And so I'm using y'all as my guinea pigs to try new things. And so tonight is no different, or today, should I say. I'm recording at night. But I'm going to try to do a print and cut on this cute little shoe for my friend's daughter. Don't mind my nails. They looked good on my vacation, but they don't look good right now. Anyway, we're going to do a print and cut on this cute little shoe. Yes, it's for a 2-year-old. And we're going to be using Jolee dark transfer paper for dark colors. Okay, you see my little tag labels I made. But we're going to be trying to put these things on the shoe. A little doc mixed stuff in here. I want to get it on the tongue. I have cut it twice. Olivia, you know, that's my pink machine. She tripping tonight. So, depending on how this looks when we get ready to weed this paper out, we may not be able to put a picture on the tongue, or I might have to waste a whole nother sheet of paper to cut these two little things on a different setting. I think that may be the issue. Olivia has some setting issues, y'all. She needs therapy. Okay. Anyway. So let's get started. And again, we're going to be doing a shirt. And that is what this page is for the shirt. The top part here is going to be the shirt. I created this SVG using the Silhouette Cameo software business edition. Beast, y'all, beast. I promise y'all, once I get it down all the way, I'm going to do tutorials on it. Right now, I know how to work it for myself, but as far as teaching it, I don't want to give y'all no BS. So, y'all got to wait a little bit on the tutorials, but I did make this into a PNG, actually, inside of the Silhouette Cameo for business software. Okay, and these things we are going to be putting on this shoe, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is show you how I weed my transfer paper, okay? Let's go. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I kind of start up here at the corner. This paper is, I mean, it's dead. Once you have that black line on it from Cricut, it's not much that you can do with it. If it was like a half a sheet, I could possibly resend it through the printer, but this is dead and gone. So I'm going to pull it. And again, these are the ones for the tongue of the shoe. And I don't think Olivia did a very good job cutting these, but we'll see what happens when we go in and try to weed it. Yeah, the dragon's not cut very well. I wanted the tongue of the shoe to match the shirt, but that may not be possible depending on the setting. Yeah, that's not going to be iron-on worthy. Does not pass our quality control test. Oh, this one here may. Oh no, the dragon's head is cut off. But in true crafter fashion, I will find something else to do with it, honey. Believe you me. Even if I have to cut Doc out of there. Okay. And so this paper is very, very delicate, unlike vinyl, and it is not very forgiving. And so I try to be very careful Olivia was not our friend tonight with this transfer paper. Okay, that came off pretty well. And again, these items here are going to be going on the shoe itself. And we're actually going to iron them onto the shoe. How about that? Okay. Those came off pretty well. And I'm just gently pulling, okay? I'm not really applying a lot of pressure to this at all. The paper is very stretchy, kind of like Easy Weed Caesar vinyl, except for it's not as forgiving as vinyl. If you get a little tear in HTV, you can actually iron that back together. With this paper, not so much. You're able to see it a lot. And again, these little black tags are just my iron-on tags because it was so much paper left over when I did these designs. I just added it. That way you don't waste product. Add your labels onto it, girlfriend. Okay, so we got that one weeded. We're going to go over now and we're going to weed the shirt. And I do this so that when I'm doing it, I can just peel off the shirt when I get ready to iron on each piece. My little dragon ear here. I have to decide which part of this I need to keep. The lighting in here tonight really sucks too. There we go. I'm going to be very careful. And we're only taking what we need to be taken away. Again, this paper is not as forgiving as vinyl. So you want to try to get it off cleanly. There's a little spot there. Let me grab a weeding tool really quickly if I have one over here. And I'm just going to use my hook to get out this very small section here. Very gently. And this is freshly printed as well, so I don't want to scrape too much against the paper. Sometimes with this transfer paper, you have to take your scissors and clean up a little bit. If you can't get your machine to cooperate, like Olivia did not with me tonight. The rest of this came off pretty good. And I did put the bleed on when I printed this just because with the print and cuts, you want to get clean lines all the way around. You want it to have the actual color of the image. On the outside, you don't want to have any white lines. Yeah, this is completely tore up down here. It's, hate to waste it like that. But it's not a complete picture, unfortunately. There's a couple of those spots in here that need to go away. And we will go ahead and grab out of there. Sorry, y'all, I knocked y'all over. I was concentrating hard, honey. Oh, Lord. These little bitty pieces I just want to get out. Making sure that I keep my picture cut correctly so that when it irons on the shirt, it still looks good. It's going against a white shirt, so you will be able to see little details. And as I said, this paper is not as forgiving as vinyl, so we want to make sure that we have nice clean lines around our design. This little piece here needs to come out as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my scissors to this. I can see that already. To clean my dragon up a little bit here. But that is fine, that is okay. Alright, you guys, now that we have everything cut out, or weeded out, cut out and weeded out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start applying things to the shoe. So I'm gonna start with the number 2 here, because it's gonna go right on the front of the shoe. So what I've done, because the shoe has this rubber surface, is I've basically taken just a dish towel that I have, a crafting towel I have in a room, and I'm going to wrap it around this rubber part in the hopes that I will not burn that part, because we all know that rubber melts, okay? And so I want to make sure that I give it some protection. So I'm going to peel my 2 off gently. Make sure I get it in the camera there. Yep. We got our first 2 off. We're going to take our parchment paper, line our 2 up there. I'm going to put it over our shoe there. I'm going to make sure that I'm straight. Looks a little crooked. Okay. I'm just going to take the tip of my iron and I'm going to go over the paper. This is a cloth shoe, a canvas shoe, so you can iron on it. R2's on. I'm going to go over it again. Making sure that I keep this towel around. I'm trying to keep my iron away from that rubber. There we go, look at that. I'm going to lift up a little bit. Now that I feel like I have a little bit more control over the iron. See, I might use a bigger piece of paper here. And I just put my finger under there because I don't want her to be playing around at her party and her 2 come off. Making sure that her 2's on there. All right. Let's go ahead and add the 2 to our second shoe. Now that we've got our 2 on there, let me move the camera for you guys just a little bit. There we go. Now that we got our 2 on there, I'm gonna go for the sides of the shoe. Now this is the right shoe, and so I'm gonna use this little dot here. And I'm kind of peeling this off just like a sticker. Okay. And with her right foot, I want Doc to be facing out this way. I'm going to attempt to put a 2 over here, but I want Doc to go about right there. I'm going to use my tip, making sure I stay away from that rubber and my finger. Almost just burnt myself, y'all. Doc's getting on there. Getting in closer just for some more detail here and really avoiding that rubber. This is my first time doing this on a shoe this small. I want to be really cautious because I got one shoe. All I got is one shoe, or one set of shoes. And Doc is on there. So we got our 2 and we got our Doc. And then this 2 is going to go on the other side of the shoe. Okay, again, I am being very careful not to burn myself or the rubber. And I'm lifting up just to check on my transfer. Don't want to burn it either. And I'm kind of experimenting with these angles here. Move that shoe out the way so we don't accidentally burn it. But the little petite iron would probably be a lot better for this. But again, this is my first time doing a shoe this small. I don't usually do shoes this small, but I'm doing it for a friend. A labor of love. And I thought it would be a cool video to make for you guys. One more little part in the back. And what I'll do tomorrow too is I'll check these just to make sure that everything has adhered correctly. Because of all the angles. Look at that. The two's there. The two. Our dock. I wanted to do our tongue. That may not work out too well. Now we're going to put her name. I'm going to start with the bottom one. Just lining it up. Checking my measurements. And I don't know how tight her mom is going to put her shoe on. So I'm going to make sure that I put my design more towards the ending of the strap, just in case. She tightens it. I think these are, you know, as moms, we buy shoes that are a little too big for our children so that they can stay in them. And I'm going to cover our bottom two here and our leather up, our rubber. And this I'm going to start by just adhering, just giving it a little bit of a press to get it to stick on there for me so that it doesn't move. Now I'm going to make it easy on myself. Oh yeah. One more hit. What I love is that the paper is actually going into the stitching, and this looks like it was printed on the shoe. Love that. That's what we got so far, people. Then we're going to put a Maya there. Again, I wanted the tongue to work out. I don't know if I really want to waste any more transfer paper doing the tongue. It would have been covered anyway by the straps. I was just being extra. I'm actually going to take this one through and kind of get it out of my way. And I'm doing this kind of loosely. I also may consider putting the Amaya Nicole on the sides of her shoe as well. I'm going to see how it looks when I'm done, just to make sure I'm not being too extra. Put that like that. Because all I want to do is get this tacked on, and then I'm going to open it up just like I did the Nicole. Just want to tack it so it doesn't move. And we got a little bit of movement, but we may still be able to save this if we didn't get a full tack. Looking to make sure I got full tack there. Especially because I had to peel that little part up there. Again, I don't want her to be running around at her party and this stuff start coming off her shoe. Honey, look at that, honey. Look at there. Oh, is that not the cutest thing ever? Now let me see if I'm doing too much by adding a name on the side. I had the extra room on the paper, so I was like, why not? Why not? I don't know, it's kind of close to her strap. But it does look good right there. Maybe. I'll ask Mom if she wants me to add the name on the side. I think it really looks good like this. Sometimes just being simple is better. I want to take up that space as a crafter. Like, I want that space to have something. I may end up adding it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other shoe, and then we're going to come back and do the shirt. All right, you guys. So both shoes are done. Look at that. Yes. I'm pleased. They're so cute. So now our next step is to go ahead and do the matching shirt. And this is all print and cut, no vinyl. I'll lift you guys up just a little bit more for the shirt. There we are. Because our shirt's so tiny, I went ahead and just put it on a little piece of cardboard, clean piece of cardboard, because the shirt is white. As I did in my other t-shirt making video, basically folded the shirt in half. like this. And I kind of hit it down the middle with the iron in order to give myself this little crease that's going down the middle here that you can see on the camera. What that's going to do is let me know where the center of my shirt is, okay? And then what I do to check is I measure from sleeve to sleeve. That's a little under 11. And this is a little under 5.5, right? So I know that I got the middle of my shirt correct. Never go by the tag of the shirt. Sometimes those are put on Cricut, okay? I've already weeded out all of my pieces for the shirt itself. I've ironed this shirt a little bit to knock out some of the oxygen because I let it sit for a little while before I restarted the video and everything. I'm going to do another little hit just on the sides. I don't want to take out my line, but I do want to make sure no moisture got into the shirt, okay? So we're going to move our shoes over here to the side. What we're going to do is we're going to start laying our pieces on. And I did go in and I cleaned up my dragon a little bit with my scissors just to make sure that he had some clean lines there. This paper, if it does sit for too long, will start to curl on you. When you're making a shirt, you want to measure from the collar. You want to go about 2 to 2.5 inches down. So I'm going to see what it looks like for me at 2 inches. Because this is a toddler shirt, and I kind of just put a little crease there with my finger so I know exactly where to lay it. And I actually like where the 2 inches is right now. I'm going to move this up. Now, one trick about doing your print and cut, if you ever forget how your design is supposed to be lined up, you can always keep your picture up on the computer. I know that when I looked at it, the tip of my Band-Aid was kind of hitting the tip of the A. So that lets me know that I have it exactly where I need it to be. Okay. Step back, take a look down the center of the shirt. Just to make sure that you're lined up. Make sure that your shirt is straight on whatever surface you're going to iron it on. And then what I do to double check that I have everything lined up the way that it needs to be is I measure my decal, my design. And I want to make sure that I'm as close to even on each side as possible. Yep. I'm going to do it down here as well. A little bit. Oh, moved it just a tinge. Let's recheck. Nope, I moved it a little bit. Two. All right, so everything is even. Maybe a little, looking to make sure I don't have any rips or tears from when I just did that shoe. I don't want it to mess up my shirt. I kind of wrinkled this page up pretty good when I did it. And when you're doing this, you want to look and make sure that none of your paper has rolled. Because her shirt is so tiny, we could just use this sheet and we could knock it all out at once. Okay. So I'm going to take my iron and I'm just going to make some circles around just to get my initial tack on. Okay. And I always lift up, check my design. Got on there straight, excellent. Now we're just going to go back. We're going to give it another good hit. And I'm making little circular motions. Make sure that I'm distributing heat evenly. And I'm just going from right to left, left to right, lifting up to check. And when I lift up to check, what I'm checking for is to see how well the decal is adhering to the shirt. If you don't have a good press on it, sometimes you can look down on it and it kind of looks like it's wet. When you have a good press, you can look down on it and you can actually see the texture of whatever it is that you're ironing it onto, okay? And so there are a couple of spots where I see that it kind of looks like it's wet, like oil or something like that spilled on it. If you get that, no fear. It just means that you haven't tacked it on well enough. And that's why I continue to lift up and look. You want to make sure that you don't burn your decal and that you get a very good tack on there. My little snowman there, he needs a little bit more love. Actually turn it to the side here. And I'll go ahead and give Doc in the number 2 some love. And then lift up, take a look. Oh, he still needs a little bit more love. And again, I'm just making circular motions, making sure that I cover the whole decal. Now this is the way I do it. I've seen people just flat out iron on the decal, just applying like a medium pressure. I like to do the circles. Some of the times the ways that I do things, you guys, will take you a little bit longer, but your results will be near perfect. Crafting is practice and patience. All right, again, giving some circular motion there. Always lifting up to check. What is that? A little speck got on there. We're gonna see if, I don't know what that is. We're gonna see if we can get it off. Yep, it's gonna come on. I don't know what that is. Let's take a closer look. Must be a little dust particle that flew onto the shirt. Don't want to manipulate it too much. Might be able to just wipe it off, but I don't want to get this wet for at least 24 hours. It's a little speck, but kind of a perfectionist. Don't judge me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the shirt inside out. Okay. I'm going to slide this in there. Making sure that this is covered my entire decal. Okay. Then I'm going to take one of my little stickers here, my tag, because Cat and Jack didn't make this shirt. Using some parchment paper. Bring this down a little bit for you guys. I'm going to go in. And again, I'm going to give some circular motion to this. Lift up and check it. A little bit more. And I made this just with my logo in a square within Design Space. It's very soft, so it will not irritate her at all. Be careful when doing this because the iron is hot. I just seen that it was a little line there from the inside collar of the shirt that I wanted to kind of knock out a little bit. Checking, make sure I don't have any wet looking spots there. I'm going to give it another little friendly hit, and the tag will be all set to go. Yes. Now, PS465 Design Studio Art. I'm sorry, I changed my name recently. PS465 Custom Designs made this. And that looks so good. I'll put this down. Making sure this is straight. I'm going to flip it over. Make sure I have no wrinkles. And what I'm going to do, because I can see the design through the shirt, I got a pretty good tag here on everything. But it is a little kid, and they pull and tug and roll around and all kind of stuff. So I'm just going to give a little extra hit on the back just to make sure that this doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and I put the parchment paper there just to make sure I don't get any adhesion to the inside of the shirt. We flip her shirt inside out, back the way that it goes. And we add her shoes. Come on, shoes. And there we have our complete set. The shirt and the shoes to match. All done with print and cut, my darling. Yes. Yes. I love it, love it, love it. I hope her mom loves it too. I hope you guys... I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you learned a little something from it. I'm kind of bummed we didn't get to do anything on the tongue of the shoe. I really want to do that, but couldn't get it to work out for us. Oh well, I think the shoes came out really, really good. And I think the shirt came out really good as well. I think she is going to look adorable in this. Again, you guys, once I get the silhouette down better and I feel confident about it like I do the Cricut, I am going to have some tutorials for you guys. I have a couple of extra pieces left over there. This one, remember, we can't use it. And I think I have another set of the Band-Aids from a cut that kind of messed up the first time when I did the shirt. So I am going to use these to make the cutest gift for Amaya. So on Friday, I'm going to post that video on what I'm going to do with the extra pieces left over from my print and cut, making sure that you don't waste any product. So please come back on Friday to see her complete set, the shirt, the shoes, and her gift that she's going to get for her birthday. Until then, craft, craft, craft. Remember the 2 P's, practice and patience, and subscribe. If you just watching and you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Love you guys.